Unleashed, Kiss a Leper. Well, today I'd like to talk to you about a very famous man that many of you may know. His name is Francis of Assisi from the 13th century. Well, many of you might think about Francis like a bird bath in the backyard with Francis carved in with his arms out like this with birds on every side. Well, actually, he was much more than that. He is a man of God that changed the trajectory of the 13th century church, who by this time had gotten fat and lazy and a little bit corrupt. And by the way, he did like birds, and birds did like him. Well, he was born to a wealthy merchant in Assisi, and he was quite a wild child in his youth. One day he was walking through the woods, and he saw a chapel, broken down, tattered chapel. He stepped inside, and the moment he stepped inside, he looked at the crucifix, and he heard these words, "Repair my church." He thought that meant repair that particular chapel. What God was saying to him was repair the church of Jesus Christ. He went back home to Assisi, stripped himself naked of all of his expensive clothes, threw them at the feet of his father in the town square and said, "I no longer call you father, only my heavenly Father is my Father." He left that place and began going to the countryside and feeding the poor and caring for the brokenhearted. One day he was riding on his horse and he saw a leper. And the Lord just said, "Get down and kiss the leper." He dismounted and he kissed the leper. From that moment on, a whole band of people began to follow him, and he began his own monastery. And those are still with us today, the Franciscan friars. Well, what does this have to do with you and I? I'd like to say to you that we live in a world full of lepers. Not the actual disease, but the poor, the downtrodden, the underserved, the marginalized. And if Jesus were walking down our streets today, I think he would stop and kiss the leper. Here's the question. Will you stop and kiss the leper? Will you look around, open the eyes of your mind, your spirit, and say, I see somebody who needs the care of God. Would you be like Francis and get down and kiss the leper?